I'm sure by now most of you have heard me mention the name Sleepy. When you spend that much time in an area after one buck, it's inevitable. You're going to come across another big deer. August 19th, 2019, the first time I saw Sleepy that summer, and he wasn't alone. The crazy part is, from 2 miles away, the new buck eclipsed him. How on earth can you eclipse an 8-year-old 260-inch deer? I was incredibly puzzled, yet heavily intrigued. I needed to see this buck closer. A month later, I finally accomplished that goal. This new buck walked within 200 yards of me. The deer's features blew my mind. 30 inches inside, massive beams, and character for days. This buck was once in a million lifetimes.
That is the second biggest muley buck I've seen in a long time.
For whatever reason, I decided to call him Curvy.
Giant, not typical buck, like giant.
In this moment, I had my bow sitting beside me, and no desire to go after him. Call me crazy, paint me a fool, but one day soon you'll understand.
He just walked into the bluff that I'm set up beside, and I gotta get out of here. That buck is a freaking beast.
My love and my obsession for Sleepy was deeper than I can ever explain to you. This new buck just wasn't meant to be mine.
I have Curvy rubbing his antlers. Holy crap, that's exciting. That buck is an absolute king. He is so big.
I was putting heart and soul into finding Sleepy, and it felt like all I could ever come up with was Curvy. And imagine trying to walk away from a buck like this more than once. To avoid temptation, I needed to promise him to someone else, or I was afraid I'd crack. I had one person in mind. I want to tell you about our good friends Bob and Cheri Boshin, an inseparable duo in life and hunting. Bob is the kind of friend that's always just a phone call away and willing to do anything for you. He's a gruff, intimidating old German that's stronger than an ox, but at the same time, he's as soft as a teddy bear. My girls and I are very lucky to have him in our lives. He's a guy that takes after my own heart in the way that he's passionate in whatever he does.
I love doing this.
You're awesome.
Now, Cheri has been one of the most pivotal human beings in my career. Correction, in my life. You may remember a story I told a few years ago called A Banker's Bull. This was an adventure with Cheri after a giant bull elk with Bob and their granddaughter Presley.
Okay, that's a great big one. There's a great big bull right there. Come on. Are you ready? Just let them do this. Okay. Shoot him again. Shoot him again. There you go. Okay, take your time. Just take your time. Take your time. Just catch your breath. He's gonna stand for you. Take your time. Right behind the front leg. Just take your time. Whoa.
Nice
Cheri, that's the biggest elk in Saskatchewan!
That is a dream come true, I'm sure. This lady is literally the founder of Live to Hunt. She's a banker, and she gave me a loan when I never should have got one. I shouldn't even have my business if it wasn't for this lady.
He is beautiful.
This is a big old
It's
elk.
insane, eh?
It is.
It's insane.
I love this lady to death, and I love Curvy. How could there be a better match on earth? I had been texting Bob and Cheri on a moose hunt of their own, and Cheri was down on her luck. I decided to tell her about my secret. To follow, I sent her a few pics of Curvy that I hadn't shown anyone. I told her that he was hers if she wanted to try for him. I know I will be forever in debt to this wonderful lady. November 1st, opener of mule deer rifle season in Saskatchewan, marking the first day of Cheri's draw tag.
I Height memorization.
We were anticipating Curvy still being in the same general area, but we hadn't seen him in over a month. All we could do was start hunting.
How's my hair wet?
Yeah, it looks good.
We're sneaking into position. We got some deer coming down a big bank, and they've been following it for like half a mile. We came all the way around, and Cheri and I are hiking in to cut them off. And one looks really big. Cheri's nervous because she doesn't know if I'm trying to trick her into shooting a big buck or if he really is a big buck. And the fact of the matter is, he's a great buck. He's not a definite shooter, and we're just going to sort him out. That's all we're doing. Now, come on. This is rough, too. You weren't holding on to me, Cheri.
I'm just watching where you're falling so I know where to step.
Honestly, it's like bad ground. Don't take this rose bush in the face.
If Curvy wasn't in the back of my mind, I would have been hinting at Cheri to take the safety off. This buck was big, but we both agreed to be patient.
Cheri, that was so cool. The chance to see a big buck like that close, and just be able to admire him though, that's fun. If he had two antlers the same as his left antler, I would have begged you to shoot him.
I would have.
Yeah, but he just looked, if this makes any sense, he looked kind of awkward, kind of mismatched. He's a mid 190s deer for sure, I think. But it's November 1st.
Lots of time left.
Yep, 13 and a half days left.
Not quite 13 and a half, but
Last time I was drawn, I chose to go after my backup buck at 3 p.m. on the last day.
I know I was there and I pushed bush for
Yeah.
how many hours?
I'm the glory hog, and here comes the power horses. One's a mule and one's a thoroughbred.
Remembering back to Bob being a mule, we decided to put him to work again with a good old traditional bush push.
There are freaking bugs everywhere. He's charging us. He's charging. Cheri, I'm scared. Why didn't you shoot that buck? What were you thinking? That could have been a bush push bow hunt. It worked perfectly. Cheri, we just can't find a buck big enough for Cheri. It just, like, absorbing that you married Bob. Richie and I both thought that you didn't really have standards.
He's gonna fight you. Again.
And then all these big bucks are running by. And you have the highest standards in town. How did Bob get you? Who chased who? Who pursued who in your relationship? Be honest. We'll never show Bob, we promise. Come on. Tell us. You chased Bob, didn't you?
No,
Bob chased you?
I didn't chase Bob.
So Bob chased you. What was his pickup line the night you met him?
Cold.
What?
Quit. Turn that off.
Are you gonna tell me not one?
He ran by and stopped at 30 yards broadside, and Cheri thought she had a shell in the chamber, but she didn't.
Curvy was nowhere to be found, but we were having the time of our lives.
It's November 2nd, and I found the big deer that we've been looking for a while. Jack's back there doing his homework. Paulina's reading a book, big helpers. There's not much for them to do right now because Bob, Cheri, and Cody are all sneaking in. He's over a mile away and he's bedded down. And hopefully Cheri gets a shot at that deer because he is a monster. And Cheri deserves a monster deer.
Cameraman Richie, he called and said, I just bedded a buck and I'm 80% confident that it's Curvy. And then he said in a mischievous little voice, I'm not sure what other buck would look like he's 35 inches wide inside in this area. So if I need to explain that to you, Richie just doesn't have any nuts and bolts, or enough nuts and bolts, to admit that he just saw Curvy. So we're gonna sneak in with Cheri, and we're gonna find out, and we're gonna make it 100% that it's Curvy, or 100% that it's not Curvy. It's not really that exciting. It's only the biggest frame deer I've ever seen in my life. Cheri's excited. You're not gonna puke. Okay. Wish us luck.
This isn't the way I wanted to introduce Cheri to Curvy. We ended up steamrolling a young buck we didn't know about in that bluff, which in turn dominoed our boy. It would seem like a great time to play the sappy music, but we didn't bump him directly, and he didn't go very far before slowing down and fading into a big island of heavy weeds, so technically, we weren't out of the game yet.
Our friend Bob is walking 2.5 miles around to get around on the other side of Curvy, and he's gonna try and controlled bump him towards Cheri and I. It's not ideal, but it's very traditional here in Saskatchewan. We bedded him down this morning out in a patch of weeds about 400 yards away. And it's a big ocean of weeds, and this time of year the bucks just aren't moving in daylight. They barely even stand up. That's why we've decided to bump him instead of waiting for him, because we don't even know specifically where he is, and they just bury themselves until the rut. I think either way we're gonna get a look at him, and it'll be really exciting. You just do your best, and that's good with me. It's good with all of us.
Okay.
Okay. And I have one extra shell in case she needs it. I'm nervous.
I have to.
I don't want to say this in front of my hunter because I don't like to get people worked up, but so I'll just show it. He is gonna look so incredibly huge when he's coming. We could be in trouble because his rack is wider than the zone we're hunting in, so people will be like, he wasn't completely in your zone. That's against the rules. He's like, here, put your arm up. He's like that wide. That's gonna be exciting when he's coming towards me. Hey, if he comes within 100 yards, duck your head so his stickers don't hit you.
Okay.
To the right here.
I'm on him.
I'm gonna follow him. Okay, just walk. Just follow. Stay on him.
Cheri! What just happened? That buck just died of like a heart attack. The most incredible shot in history. Reload the gun. That didn't just happen. Get off just in case. Who taught you how to shoot? Who taught you how to shoot, you crazy woman?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Holy! That was not how we expected it. Laura! He totally snuck out on us.
We never even saw him coming. Richie saw him coming. The silent cameraman that doesn't exist.
Thank you. My God, thank you.
I give him the it was wobbly because I was shaking so bad.
You were shaking.
And he didn't even stop it. Boom. Wow.
Well, I followed him up, hey? Like I could see, all I could see was his horns for quite a while, so I just followed him up, and then when I could see his, I just
I said, let's go find the buck. And Cheri said, well, I'm waiting for my husband first. Think of the people out there that don't have hunting partners and don't get to enjoy something together. These two have hunted together probably longer than I've even been around. And they're very good friends of ours.
Logs this episode.
It's so awesome. Come on, let's go.
All I heard was, it, whoo, and we jumped up in front of me, so I hit the ground. And then I look up and I see you guys doing the dance. And I
That
thought,
was the shot, Bob.
oh, I know. I couldn't believe it.
And Richie goes, right there, right there. And he's right here trotting towards us.
To the
He must have got your wind. And he's coming right here, right through these weeds right in front of us. And he comes through a little gap. And I bleat. He doesn't stop. He just keeps trotting. She drops him on the spot.
He's bigger than you think.
Cheri! You want me to hold Bob off of him? Oh. Cheri!
Oh,
He hasn't broke anything.
that is
Is he massive?
What a massive beast! It's the biggest frame buck I've ever seen in my life, Cheri.
Oh my God, eh?
For a lady with the biggest heart in the entire world. Beautiful beams. He's got so much character on his brows. He's got double brows on each side. And the sticker points out his right side. In the United States, a lot of people go by their outside spread. So if they see a 30-inch wide mule deer, that's a very special thing. This buck has to be, I bet you, 36. He is outrageous. He's like nothing I've ever seen. And Cheri, you made an incredible shot. And I just want to say, I know I've had you on the show before. I want to say, you're a very special lady in my life.
Thanks, Code.
And it just makes my heart explode with joy that you got this buck. It really does, buddy. Yeah.
And I got to thank you two. I'll tell you, between you two guys,
Absolutely. You too, Rich.
it's unbelievable. The work that you put in, you said it was Cheri's deer, and by God, you made it happen. It's perfect.
There's 1.1 million people live in Saskatchewan, and how many kids grow up with a dream to make a living hunting, or how many kids grow up with a dream to play hockey, professional hockey or something? And there's only like a 1 in a million people get to live that exact dream, and we get to. And the chance for us to hang out with you guys and to enjoy a moment like this makes our lifestyle the greatest lifestyle in history.
You guys put a lot of work into this.
I don't know how you do
and I'll
it.
tell you,
I don't know how you do it.
for moments like this, it's all totally worth it.
it's worthwhile, eh?
We wanted this deer for you more than anybody.
Thanks, Rich. This will be my lifetime buck.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a lot of guys' lifetime bucks.
Yeah.
This is a buck of all of our lifetimes. It really is. And I love coming to your house to visit you guys. I'm really gonna love coming to your house to visit you guys now, because I get to look up at Curvy. He's a
I can't
king.
even get my hands around him.
He's
It's
an absolute
amazing.
king. We just lived a moment that wasn't tarnished in any way, shape, or form. It was so perfect. It was so exciting. It had such a happy ending.
The plan worked out perfect.
Yeah.
He's a magnificent old buck.
Yeah.
Shot
was
by
an
an
old buck.
old woman, pushed by an old man.
and helped by a guy in his perfect prime.
I know.
Two guys in their perfect
Two-
prime.
Richie, you're not in your
young
prime yet. You can't even grow a solid beard.
Two young studs.
Whoa,
I told you. Hey, buddy.
that is a wide mealy. Isn't that nice? Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
This adventure for Curvy is absolutely one I will never ever forget for 2 reasons. 1, he's one of the most beautiful bucks I will ever see in my entire life. And 2, we got to share this adventure with dear friends that share the same passion. There's no one on this earth, in my eyes, more deserving of this giant red moon buck.
To follow the Live to Hunt team, join us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. To order Live to Hunt DVDs and apparel, go to livetohunt.com.